I am 26.
All right. So, modern women, what's the problem modern women have with catering to their men?
Well, I think that for some reason, if someone you love is considered oppressive, which doesn't make any sense to
Love
me.
is oppressive.
Yeah, I mean, that's the message that we get. If you want to love and take care of your man, then that means that he's in control of you. Because it couldn't possibly mean that you just love him and you want to do something nice for him.
Where's that message coming from?
I think it's coming from feminism and from hardened women. I know I come from a Latina family, so there's a lot of trying to match masculine energy, and it didn't serve me well.
Well, let me ask you, do you have any children?
I don't, but I would like to.
So if you ask these women who would share that sentiment, does that mean they're in control or dominating their children because they are in control of them? If you ask the women who felt love was oppressive because men puts a man in control, well, what could you make the same argument for the women and their children? What? Is it oppressive? Are your children oppressing you because you love them?
So, I mean, there are some women that feel like having children is like the biggest chore ever. So they could feel like they're forced reproducing, even though they made. All right,
I'm gonna just ask a hardcore question. Do these women tend to be attractive and involved? There you go.
Oh, no, not at all. They get what they can. So I had a different question.
They get what they can, or they settle for what they didn't want. Okay? So basically, when females settles with a man that they don't like or they detest, they tend to take their frustration in their future kids from that man. Because it's like a biological response of her own detestment of I don't even know if that's a word or not. But she have a kid from that man, but she detests having a kid from that man because she had to settle. So if you're 30, 35, and all of a sudden you're marrying this guy that you didn't even like or love, because the guy that you like or love, you were chasing him during your 20s, of course you'll be in a position you'll be like, I can't. I think that's what they're meaning.
So I'm with a high value man, and we're talking about catering to these men, right? Well, I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary. So, like, what do you get the man that has everything? I'm kind of struggling there.
Well, back up. When you say high value, I have very definitive parameters. Do you know my parameters?
Oh, I have an idea.
All right.
Yeah.
We're going to just assume that they're probably different. But you're here. And how is there an age difference between you two?
Yeah. He's 49. He's a physician's assistant.
Okay. And are you guys together for marriage, or are you guys just together enjoying each other's company?
We would like to get married, but he wants to make sure the investment's good. So he wants to have a kid first and then get married.
Oh, I know her. She has a good YouTube channel. I know her. You can't do that.
He's a physician?
Physician's assistant.
Your OBGYN says you're fertile? Then that's all that matters. What? No. See, this is why high value men don't move in that manner. He may make a lot of money, but that doesn't make him high value, because he wants you to have his child before he puts a ring on your finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree with it.
Okay,
but I also like
no. Okay, but let's go down the first off, let's say I agree with it. Let's go down the path. After you have the child, how quickly could you expect to be married?
Oh,
no,
a
year?
year.
No, high value men marry 6 months or less. We don't do this. That's you're already a year into it. So that means you would be a year from now, then 9 months, and 9 months or to have a
Yes,
child, and a
it's a
year
long
after that,
time. If you do the math, it's a long time.
you be in it for 3 years?
Before the ring?
I see your point. I don't
Yeah.
agree with it, but the dating market is scarce and he's a good man.
No. That's a scarcity mentality, and you're setting yourself up for failure.
Mm.
Okay, now, this is why I call it as I see it. Ma'am, but I'm going to go down this path. All right, let's say he wants to do the Sam Rothstein casino. You're going to have the baby first, Ginger, before I married you. But do you know what he did after that? He put $1 million worth of jewelry and gave it into an account for her. Soon as she had the baby, they got married. She got $1 million. And then down the line, she had full signature authority on every account. He's 49. You're 26. If this is serious, all right, where's the contract? Where's the money? Once I deliver a healthy child, I need $500,000 in escrow in an account. I mean,
okay.
I mean, if you don't agree, okay, because if he's really serious, put his money where his mouth is, because I don't buy this bullshit of having a child first. That's manipulation.
Ooh.
I tend to agree more with you than anything, but it seems to be a lot of concerns about, you know, if I end up marrying him, then it gives me like too much access too soon. What am I going to do with it? But again,
I do agree with Kevin Samuel said. I had my kids when outside in marriage. It was during the pandemic, so I was living in New York. Things were crazy. I just wanted to have kids because my wife was very young and I didn't want to waste any fertile years. But in this situation, I do understand where he's coming from, since she's the one moving from a scarcity mindset. So I know where he's coming from.
I don't think that's fair.
Okay, just like I tell women, making a man in your present pay for mistakes of your past equals no future. You've given him a year. And if he doesn't know, he's had plenty enough time. See, you're setting yourself up for disaster by buying into his bullshit of I'm a good man. It's the Walking Dead out there. So, well, let me back it up. What's too much to ask for? Why, one kid? Why not two?
Oh, I think we plan on having
about
three.
just to make sure before you get married. Why not 3?
I mean, I think at that point it's a
little
bit ridiculous.
So there is a line where it becomes ridiculous.
Yeah, in my opinion, my preference is to
but
get
my
married
point
first.
is, man, we teach people how to treat us. So you came in leading with he's a high value man, and I'm sorry. High value men determine who the high value men are. We determine who these guys are. You ladies call high value men just men who make a lot of money.
Just because he has a lot of money. Just because he makes a lot of money. Which is not, money is just a product of certain behaviors, but doesn't determine the character man that you are. Because if I say little NX, whatever his name is, you know, with him and the devil dancing in his back, that's not a high value man. He's just a guy being used with a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? He's not respectable between us men. But he has a lot of money. But that does not mean, that doesn't make him a high value man. No.
Money. But it requires more than that. It requires making a certain amount of money over a certain length of time. Other high value men recognizing you as a peer or a potential peer, having a network of high value men and others, having a certain level of visibility and being useful to others and a group. I don't know many men who are truly high value who would think like this, because that's a scarcity mentality. That's a fear-based mentality. We're abundance and we're not scared. Because he ain't rich. Because he ain't rich. Let's be real. He's a physician's assistant. He's not a physician. So due respect, friend, you ain't rich. We're talking about worried about losing 10,000. If you're talking about losing hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars, then but men with that kind of money doesn't move. You're 26. This man doesn't want to marry. You may be in love with him, but ma'am, if he wanted to marry you, he'd have married you by now. And he certainly wouldn't be asking you to have babies and then later on down the line. So
yeah, he's basically want to put it in, have the baby, and just gone. He's playing games. He has game. He's not playing game. He has game.
I'm not gonna say give him an ultimatum because that doesn't work.
That doesn't work.
But
Have the conversation.
I would really strongly ask you to assess why you are here. Is it for your best outcome?
Yeah. He's scared. He's scared. Yeah.
Well, my thing is, if in the end I end up married anyway, or even if it's under common law, is it any different?
No, ma'am, that's not that. Okay. So your daughter comes to you and says, Mom, the guy I'm with, 20 years older than me, wants me to have babies before I get married. And then that's not what I want to do, but he's high value and it's rough out here for a pimp. All right. So, and if he doesn't marry me anyway, we're living together, we're common law, it's all the same. You'd say, you're right, daughter, go ahead. That's a good investment. Then stop lying to yourself.
No.
Yeah.
You drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah,
the oxytocin is flowing. See, women like you end up not getting what you want from this man. Then you turn into man-hating women because you go into bad situations that you know are bad.
She knows she don't have the leverage. You can tell, and she's trying. I understand. She seems like a lady that she's trying, and she's based on this. This is post conversation. She's already married. She's with a guy. She's the military guy, which I'm assuming is this guy. But probably that call that she had with Kevin Samuel maybe made him look a little bit in the bad side. You see what I'm saying? And then they sit down, really talked, and she probably sat down with him. She was like, "Listen, I want to be your wife. I don't want to. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. I don't want to give you an ultimatum." Like they probably had a very good conversation, not ultimatum, but conversation. Maybe the guy said, "You know what? I got you. You seem like you're a nice person. You seem that you're there for me. I got you." And now that you see, after this interview, you got a ring.
Nose dog in this fight, man, but this does not sound right. So you're making an irrational feelings-based decision, I'm not a big fan of love or anything like that, but we're talking about a guy who's a physician's assistant. He's not the physician. And the way he's structuring this deal is like he's a damn neurosurgeon from Hopkins. I can't see it, but if you put yourself in this position to where you're willing to accept that whether I'm married legally or not, well, if that's the case, ma'am, if it's no big deal, then go down to the courthouse and go ahead and make it legal, since it's all the same, right?
I agree.
The problem is, here's the problem. You've allowed yourself to fall in love with the man who doesn't want to marry you.
There we go.
And Correct. You can't undo this. So you're going to either have to accept that you're not going to get what you want, or you're going to have to leave.
There we go.
It's true. I have eggs. They're going to expire at some point, right?
You can't, there's no amount of, I'll do whatever, I'll have a baby to keep him. You can't make a man be what he doesn't want to be. Sorry, it's not what you wanted to hear, but no. All right, have a good day. So I'm very much.
Oh, what? There's something going on with the recording. Hold up. Yeah, something happened with the recording. Seems like it's not good. Yeah, I think that conversation probably gave her a lot to think about. And I'm gonna put the description, her channel description down below, and that way you guys can follow up on her. But I think just per the thing, call as well to Kevin Samuel's show once. And at that time, when you listen to her, she was lost, man. She was lost. She had like a boyfriend, that were just living together, and he was like, "Nah, man, you need to get stuff together." But yeah, and you notice she was very agreeable. Agree with him, just getting it all in. She was not saying buts, and buts, and I know this, and I want you to know that I know this kind of thing. Aggressive, no. She called the show, gave herself out to the world and received all that information, which is agreeableness. It's a very good trait from the female uh, nature. When females became very aggressive and disagreeable, it's the worst thing you can ever experience, man. It's the worst thing with the person. You can feel that thing just crawling through your body because something is not right. When females are very aggressive and disagreeable, it's just distasteful. Doesn't feel okay. Between men, I can understand. There's had to be a we somehow we push each other to just see how far we can go. But in the case of female, they don't understand the ramifications. So guys tend to just hold back and be very uncomfortable with it. Mm? So I'm very glad that she called it and came inside my show and just received some advice. She clearly followed some of his advice and just have a very um, nice life with the current husband. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Again, make sure you like and subscribe. You can donate as well. The links will be in the description down below. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.